So I'm looking online and I'm seeing things, and right now there's a lot of damage control being done because of the situation where battle rappers are now going on a strike. And if you ask me, like, I feel like it started when T-Top kind of behind the scenes. It's not just T-Top, it was a lot of people, you know, are kind of feeling like that they don't want to do a battle anymore unless they're getting, you know, the amount of money that they feel that they're worth, you know what I mean? And T-Top is one of the people that kind of outed it. Hitman Holla was like the bigger like face of it, or the bigger voice of the situation, and it kind of makes it seem like he was the person that was the front runner for it. But in my estimation, in my opinion, like, I don't think it was like Hitman that was the person that started it. I think he just started, you know, more of the commotion with just having like a bigger voice. But y'all know what's going on. People are pissed off, you know, at the URL. The pay-per-view numbers are speculated, and a lot of people are kind of feeling like, you know, URL made about like $2.5 million off of the pay-per-view. Some of these niggas don't really know how the counters work, like on the websites. They don't understand that just because you see like an eye on the website, it doesn't mean that these are the people that are buying the pay-per-view. It could be people that, you know, are refreshing like the pay-per-view that they already bought, and then the ticker is still counting, you know, those eyes. Like, as so if you constantly refreshing the pay-per-view, if you're having an issue, you might refresh about 10 or 12 times, and that may be like the count for you added, you know, with, you know, the other, you know, numbers that are on there, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like a old technology that they're using for the website. So that's like what I'm hearing, you know. And then you also have, you know, just people that are on the website browsing and trying to see like whether or not they should be getting like the pay-per-view. Like, those people are also counted, you know, as the people that, you know, may be like watching the pay-per-view, but those are the people that are on the site, you know what I mean? So some people are kind of looking at these numbers as being inflated, and some people are not, you know. Some people are feeling like, hey, like, what the hell, you know what I mean? Like, we need some more money, smack. You know what I mean? And then TSU SURF, he goes ahead and he's like commenting on all this stuff. He's kind of seeing like what's going on, and he's kind of feeling like, hey, like, I don't give a fuck what URL making. I need my 20 bands. You know what I'm saying? Like, regardless of what's going on, like, you need to know your worth. You need to, you know, if you feel like you worth something, you know, like, you need to be getting that, like, regardless. And then he's got like, you know, kind of like what he's trying to talk about. He's trying to package it up in a basketball scenario. And this is for the dumb niggas out there. He basically goes ahead and he says, if the league lose, Steph, LeBron, KD, etc., they lose money. I wish the bench and third string would start demanding Steph and LeBron money. Get the overseas and league players on the phone. We got more space. You know what I'm saying? So if you know, like, TSU SURF, you know he's putting out, like, you know what I mean, like basketball and analogies for dumb niggas that don't understand regular sentences. You know what I'm saying? He's pretty much using that as to, you know, to argue his case on how he feels about it. Surf also goes ahead and he says, it's literally niggas on the card that nobody be there to see. Like, you could close your eyes and swap them out with anybody. Wouldn't matter. Then it's the niggas, if they not on the card, I need a refund. That's who can talk about a damn raise. And, you know, I think he's right. You know, like, when he wasn't going to show up on the Summer Madness 7, like, the whole internet was in an uproar. People are pissed off. They're saying, hey, like, this battle is still being promoted, you know, with this person not being on the card. And it was a big fucking problem, you know what I mean, with TSU SURF not being on the card. And so, like, I can kind of get it, you know what I mean? I understand, like, where he's going with it. And also, you got other people, like, on the URL kind of doing damage control, you know what I mean? You got PSA Podcast. He put out, like, a, you know, a kind of an interview. He's got Jay Black on there. He's got John the Don on there. And Jay Black is pretty much, like, in a sense, like, defending, like, the leagues, like, of course, you know what I mean? Like, if you pay, like, all these people, like, all this money, like, what happens to the league? That's pretty much, like, what he's saying, you know what I mean? So the URL, like, is out here, like, in a sense, like, doing damage control. You also have RAIN910, who basically went ahead and he said something that's kind of like, you know, a shocker to me. He basically says, like, the people that are complaining, saying that they need a raise, are the people that lost their last battle. Now, I don't know if you guys know this, have been paying attention. Some of y'all have, but T-Top has lost his last battle. You know what I mean? He even got 3-0, like, in his last battle. And some people got Briz Rothstein, like, losing, like, his last, like, notable battle. So, you know, that goes into question, like, you know, how deep, you know, is the URL, like, you know, in terms of defending their brand? Like, what would they do to defend their brand? Like, it seems like RAIN910 would even, like, disrespect, you know, his man, you know what I mean? Like, his teammate, you know, in a sense, to, you know, go ahead and try to defend the brand of the URL. Some people say that's crazy, you know what I mean? Some people are not saying that's crazy. Some people understand, some people don't understand. I'm just telling y'all what the fuck is being said. And then also, you know, King of the Dot, they go ahead and they say Organic, who's the league owner, he says leagues are investors. If you're not happy with the investment, make your own. I was a battle rapper who started my own league. Unless you putting up $100,000 down for an event, you really have no place to speak on this. Put up the money and show us how it's done. You know what I mean? So he's basically chiming in on this whole situation too. You know, like, goddamn, like y'all talking all this shit. Like how, you know what I mean? Like put up your money and show us how it's done. Like for real. Like, you know what I mean? Like instead of just running y'all mouth, starting up all this commotion, stopping us from being able to book battles now. Like, why don't y'all just like, you know what I mean? Like put up, you know, and shut up. You know what I mean? Just like some people did. John the Don is one of them, who also went on PSA podcast and he was talking about, you know, the situation with Jay Black, and basically he's coming at it from, you know, not like a, you know, neutral ground. He's talking like as a league owner, you know what I mean? That don't want, you know, his league, you know, he's not saying it, but he's talking as a league owner that doesn't want like his battlers on his league trying to see like what his pay-per-view numbers are. You know what I'm saying? He's in a sense like defending the URL on this situation. You know what I mean? So I don't know, like the battle rap community is in an uproar about it. And if you ask me, you know, I personally feel like if you contracted to do a job, you know what I mean? Like you supposed to do the job that you contracted for. I don't give, you know, all the complaining, I'm not getting paid enough, I'm not performing, I'm not doing this and that. All that goes out the window when you accept that contract. If there's a certain amount of money you want for a service that's going to be rendered, you're supposed to do the work for that service. I've never seen in business that a contractor thinks that he should be entitled to get, you know, just about damn near like what everybody who's partnered with the goddamn league is supposed to get. You know what I mean? Or, you know, somebody who's supposed to get more than what the contract says. Now, if you feel like you supposed to be, you know, doing like additional work, maybe you do need like an additional fee. You know what I mean? Maybe there should be like some sort of fees in there. Some people don't want to promote, and just a blogger saying promote a battle, they're not going to promote the battle. If the league owners want them to promote the battle, they're not going to promote the battle. We just saw a situation with Daylight and ARP that people are just not promoting the battle. Maybe there should be, you know, like a nominal fee, like, you know, if you're going to promote the battle, maybe you can get this or that, or if the URL does some sort of a poll and they get to see like, all right, so who did you guys book, you know, buy the pay-per-view for? And they put up a bunch of names. If you are like one of the main people and your name is the reason why people bought the pay-per-view, maybe there could be a bonus like that, you know what I mean? But we all really saw with Champion of the Night, you know, like people didn't really give a shit about that. They spent all their time raising money, and battle rappers still didn't really come and perform, you know, and as a result, you know, Jay Black feels like he's not going to be doing Champion of the Night anymore, you know what I'm saying? Maybe he's got something else done, you know, but it is what it is. But at the end of the day, you know, what can a league do? You know what I'm saying? What can a battle rapper do to reach a happy medium? I don't think these people are going to be excited or, you know, feel, you know, vindicated unless they're like ripping the league for as much money as they can. You know, some people feel like, hey, you know, the labor force need to be getting more, you know, we need to unionize, but you know, when unions come together, they end up tearing down companies, you know what I mean? General Motors being one of them, you know, so it is what it is. I think they're going to have to reach some sort of medium, but what I think really needs to happen is there needs to be better negotiations, and if you're too much of a street nigga to negotiate, you might want to have, you know, like a manager that knows like what the hell they're doing. Comment, rate, subscribe, let me know what y'all think about that. Peace.
Hey, PIPERBOY,
what's up?
You sound like the URL, nigga.
I sound like the URL?
Yeah, you do sound like the URL, dude.
How do I sound like the URL,
no,
bro?
I'm just playing, dude.
All right.
But if you sign a contract, man, you got to do the contract. You know what I mean?
Right.
If you feel like you want more money than that contract, you might have to, you know what I mean? Like renegotiate your contract. But you know, it's a contract, nigga. You know what I mean? Don't get mad at Hitman Holla or, you know, these big battle rappers getting all this money when you don't know how to, you know, negotiate your contract. You know, you might have to take 5% of this and 5% of that. You know what I'm saying? To get a little bit of this and whip it in the pot, and then you get $20,000. You know what I mean? But if you ain't got a good manager, you don't know that shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I wonder how much money they made off that Champion of the Night shit. You know what I mean? All these people donated to that shit. You know what I mean? So
Man,
I
they don't
know,
care
man.
about that shit.
I mean, if you would have did it, you know what I'm saying, they probably want to know. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
Tink the Demons, I mean, it's a lot of money, man. I don't know.
Right.
You know what I mean? But it is what it is. You know what I mean?
I guess if I put a suit on or something like that, you know what I mean, I ain't gonna care.
You know what I mean? But dope blog, dude.
For real.
Yeah, dude.
All right.
All right, about that.
Subscribe.